If you're looking for pound the best home health and beauty fragrance products, you need to go to ashkickin.com.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Hello.
Abel Sanchez, the man. How you doing, Abe?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you?
All right, man. Congratulations. You landed the most anticipated fight of the year. So congratulations on that, man.
Thank you very much. It was something that I think boxing needs.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, how hard was that, man, to keep that to yourself, knowing that this was a done deal, what, like a week before the fight?
Actually, about 10 days, yeah.
About 10 days? Okay.
Yeah.
Were you guys happy with the financial split?
You know, I don't think the fight would have been made if Gennady hadn't have been happy, because Gennady is, in his mind, we have other options. We had other options. There's a lot of ways we could have gone. No, it wouldn't have been as big a fight as this is, but I think Canelo painted himself into a hole by talking like he did and putting himself in a position where he was let's just say the A fighter and talked a lot about facing Golovkin. So I think the public in general expected him to make that decision, or else they were going to do what they did at the fight and at the weigh-in, boo him, and Mexicans don't like for somebody not to back up the words.
Yeah. I mean, but like I said, so does that mean you guys just took the offer and you guys weren't really satisfied with it, or what does that mean exactly, Abel?
No, the offers that were mentioned have nothing to do with what actually came down. Tom and Gennady and Oscar and Eric and Canelo obviously settled on what was beneficial for everybody concerned, and I think it's a great deal for all of us. Okay.
So one more time, so you guys are both happy. All of you guys are happy with the deal that you guys struck financially.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, what did you think about when Golovkin got in the ring and he said good luck, and Canelo said luck is for mediocre people? What did you think about him saying that, man?
Well, you know, you could barely hear what was being said. Honestly, maybe you heard it on TV, but we couldn't hear anything. And even the reporters in the audience, I was told they couldn't hear anything we're saying. But you know what? He's done a lot of talking, but come the 16th, there's going to be no talking. He's going to have a mouthpiece in his mouth, and he's not going to be able to talk, and we're going to have to fight.
Absolutely. And who would you say? Because I've seen Golovkin fans, Mexican fans with Golovkin on their Mexican flag. So who are the Mexicans going to root for by majority?
I think Canelo has a great fan base. He's got a lot of people that back him. But I think he's got people that back him because they want him to fight a certain way. If you witnessed the fight on Saturday night, they were booing at times when he didn't do what they felt the Mexican fighter should do. Didn't knock Travis out, didn't go after him to knock him out, so they were booing. So it's really, they're going to cheer. I think it's going to be a 50-50 crowd. But once the fight starts, the guy that does what the Mexican crowd expects is going to be the guy that gets all the applause, and the other guy's going to get the booing.
Do you think Canelo took this fight just because of the Jacobs performance, or even a combination of the Kell Brook and Jacobs performance?
No, I think that Canelo's, like I said, painted himself into a hole just by saying the things that he has said, and he's getting so much pressure from you guys, from the fans, from everybody concerned. They really can't go in a different direction. Who does he fight? Jacobs? Charlo? Who does he fight at that weight? If he's a 60-pounder, he's going to have to fight the guy that everybody thinks is the best in the division. And if he doesn't, then I think the pressure from everybody concerned is going to be so much that he would have to do that. He would have to take the fight.
Just looking at Danny Jacobs' style and Canelo's style, I know you haven't been in the ring with Canelo yet, at least Golovkin hasn't, but who would you say is a tougher fight? Jacobs? Danny Jacobs. Okay. Why? Because of his height and athleticism or power? What?
No, all the way around. He's a very good fighter, man. He's got power. He's got movement. He's got speed. He's got intelligence. He's got all the things, all the attributes that it takes to be a great fighter, a great champion. That he had that mishap 5 years ago with Pirog. If he hadn't had that, today we'd be talking about him being one of the best fighters in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason that people keep going back to that. It wasn't about that. It's about what a good fighter he is. And I think once Golovkin leaves the division, he's going to be the dominant force at 160 pounds.
Yeah, and Abe, I believe that Canelo's been fooling us for a while when it comes to his weight. I believe he's been a natural middleweight almost a year or two. I mean, what do you think, man?
I said a long time ago, if Golovkin wasn't there, he'd be a true middleweight.
Yeah, you did say that. You said that to me.
If he wasn't there, he'd be a middleweight. It just, you do the things, but wait a minute, this is a business. I think that they did the things that they felt they needed to do them. It just got to the point where there's nothing else to do. You have to do the fight.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can do, or they're going to get killed for it. But I think that right now, boxing, especially after that heavyweight fight that we just had, I think boxing needs those kind of fights to get us revived again to where it used to be.
Yeah, 2017 in general, Abe, it seems to me to be like the best boxing year in probably at least 10 years, it seems to me. All of these significant fights, and now we just get this breaking news of Golovkin going against Canelo. So, yeah, I agree with you on reviving the sport.
Look, we got Spence fighting Brook.
Mm-hmm.
We have Kovalev fighting Ward again.
Yep.
We have this fight coming up in September, and I'm sure Joshua is going to come to the States and fight a significant fight. 2017 is going to have 5 or 6 great fights for boxing.
Absolutely. How does Golovkin fight Canelo? Does he just control him with the jab? Is it going to be kind of like the David Lemieux performance mixed with him going in inside every now and then?
No, I don't think there'll be that kind of fight. I honestly think that Canelo is not the puncher that he thinks he is, or everybody seems to think he is. Lemieux is. I don't give a heck what you say. Lemieux is the puncher. He's a very strong guy. Canelo hit Chavez with everything but the stool and couldn't hurt him. The only 2 people he's knocked out is Khan and Kirkland. Everybody else has been long fights or long fights with a knockout or a TKO. So I don't think he has the kind of power that's going to demand the kind of a fight that we did against Lemieux. But he does have very fast hands. He does have very good combinations. He is a very good boxer. So we're going to have to fight him. But I think that's the kind of fight that we want, though. I think the Mexicans are expecting that kind of fight. They thought they were going to get it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Chavez was just too depleted.
Yeah, that was but did it look – I thought Chavez got discouraged as soon as he got hit with a good shot around the 3rd round. And from that point, he was just trying to survive. Is that how you seen it, Abe, or what?
Let me tell you what happened. What happened in that fight is he paid – on Saturday night, he paid for all his weight issues in the past, all his undiscipline in the past, all the things that he didn't listen to coaches. He didn't allow Robert Garcia to coach him. He didn't allow Freddie Lewis to coach him. He didn't allow Nacho to coach him. He didn't allow his uncles, who were his original coaches, to coach him. He did things the way that his father used to do, but he's not his father.
Yeah,
so he paid for all that on Saturday night. He hasn't developed. Why? Because he hasn't allowed the coaches that know their business to coach him. Canelo has allowed his coaches to coach him and develop him.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely a letdown. That was a huge letdown, man.
He paid for all that shit that night.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did, man. But he walked out with $3 million, so I'm sure, he having a good time now.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's all when it comes to that level, he's going to get the $2 million anyway. I think that your pride and your pride of who you are and who your family is and the struggles that you had along the way has to be more important than the $3 million. They're going to get that anyway. That's just have to give them.
Yeah.
Now I want to be able to do my family proud, and he didn't.
Yeah. He didn't do a whole lot of justice for the legacy. No doubt about that.
No.
Yeah. But I take it, like I said, once again, Golovkin, he's going to do everybody, all his fans proud, I assume, in that fight right there.
Well, I think that both guys understand, and I said this about the Chavez, but I think both guys understand that this could be the kind of fight that we have a trilogy of, or 2 fights, and they're going to go at each other and they're going to fight each other, and if it gets done again, no matter who wins, I think it gets done. The public buys it. Why? Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for our warriors to go to war in the middle of that ring, and give us the kind of entertainment for what we pay, so that we can see it again. I'm willing to see a movie if it's a good movie twice. Even no matter how much it costs. And I think that kind of fight is going to be that, and is going to deserve a second time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if it's competitive like that. Now, and I just have to ask the question, a little off the subject, because I interviewed Danny Jacobs the other day. And, now, Abe, I truly believe that the winner of this fight against Danny Jacobs next will be a huge fight. What do you think about that?
As far as a boxing fight,
yeah,
you could be right. As far as a money fight, you're completely wrong.
Okay, you don't believe that fans will be clamoring for that.
Danny brings nothing to the table. Danny brings nothing to the table as far as what these guys will do, or what a rematch would do for them. Danny is not the kind of fighter that has done well, and I think he needs a couple fights against a name like that. Let him knock out Charlo. Let him knock out Charlo and see the people do that. Let allow the people to see him do that. Let him build himself up. One fight does not make a career. He's going to have to do this just like Canelo did, just like Golovkin has done. Fight after fight, and make the people want to see you. You can't want just the Canelo or Golovkin to carry the bill. The other guy's got to have a little bit of it too. That's one of the reasons why this fight got made, because both guys are going to draw something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Canelo and Golovkin, and Danny wouldn't draw that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, I will say, when Mayweather, fought Castillo, and it was a close fight, he came right back and he gave him a rematch, and he made the rematch bigger just because Castillo came so close to beating him. You don't think that would happen in a Danny Jacobs situation?
No, you can't compare Danny Jacobs to Floyd Mayweather. Come on.
Oh, well, no. I'm comparing Danny Jacobs to Castillo. I'm saying just because no one knew who Castillo really was. But just because he was the guy who gave Floyd so many problems, people wanted to see how, the rematch would turn out.
Floyd hadn't been beat yet. Danny Jacobs has gotten knocked out. Danny Jacobs hasn't gotten that enough fights, I think, to put him on a level where Castillo was, or where Floyd Mayweather was at that time. I think Danny needs to bank off of what he just did, and hopefully, like I said, beat a Charlo, beat another. The fight I would love to see, especially after Saturday, is him against Lemieux. Let him do to Lemieux.
That'd be a good fight.
Better than Golovkin did against Lemieux. Now we're building it.
Yeah, I hear you. So you saying, for the record, you would like to see him fight someone like a Lemieux or a Jamal Charlo before he gets the rematch, right?
I think that he needs to do that. I think that he needs to build off of what he done against Golovkin. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, do you believe that Golovkin? I mean, it might be a rhetorical question asking you, but I'm still going to ask. You believe Golovkin can knock out Canelo, and is that what you guys are focused on, knocking him out?
I think that it's a fight that is going to be exciting, explosive. I think a fight that I don't think neither guy's going to back off, because both guys are forward-come fighters. And if it's a knockout late in the fight, because somebody will be worn out. But I think that Canelo takes a good shot. I think Golovkin takes a good shot. I just think that Golovkin will be able to wear him out. And if it's a decision, let's do it again.
Yeah, especially if it's a competitive decision, right?
Pardon me?
I said especially if it's a competitive decision, right?
Oh, absolutely.
A competitive fight.
Absolutely. Not like Saturday night, but a decision where one guy gets knocked down, one guy gets hurt. It's a 2 or 3 point fight, and if it's a good sell and they went to war, I think the fans will pay for that.
Okay. Let's go ahead and break down the tale of attributes, Abel. Now, you already said power. The power advantage, you said, goes to Golovkin, right?
I believe so.
Okay. And speed, who does that go towards?
I think that goes to Canelo.
It goes to Canelo. Okay. What about boxing IQ?
I think it goes to Golovkin. I think timing is more important than speed.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So Canelo has a speed advantage, but you believe Golovkin's timing is a little bit better.
Not only timing, but Canelo seems to be very repetitive with what he does. has no variation to a lot of things that he does, and I think that the timing Golovkin will figure him out and will catch him.
Okay. What about defense?
I think that both guys lack a little bit in defense. I think that both guys get hit, but I think that's why we, as fans, want to see them fight.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want a perfect fighter. We want, as fans, I think we want guys that get hit back, and they're in trouble and they're not in trouble. I think the perfect fighter, it's evident right now, and it's obvious right now that the perfect fighter nobody wants to see. The supposed perfect fighter. Who are they? Rigondeaux? Even though he destroyed the Nair, nobody wants to see him. Lara?
Well, I won't say
nobody wants.
I won't say everybody. I won't say nobody wants to see him.
Well, let me ask you a question. No, okay, let's just say everybody. What's he selling? Who's putting him on? Who wants to put him on? What network wants to put him on? Who wants to invest money in seeing him?
But Abel, I feel that's a problem with the sport, though. If we have networks that don't want to put on certain fighters, especially if they're like one of the most dominant fighters, and he looked good. It was an action-packed fight. The Donaire fight, that was action. Every time he stepped up in competition, it was action. Unless fighters were afraid to punch back.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next time there's a big jackpot in the lottery, win it, then you lose your money.
Lose my money on what? What's the bet?
I'm putting him on.
On putting them on? I mean,
yes,
well, if he were to fight someone, if he was to fight someone like a Leo Santa Cruz, if he were to fight someone like Abner Mares, those would be action-packed fights, though, right, Abel?
The fight, yes. But if a network's going to invest money in what they want to get paid, and they're not going to make that money back, are you kidding me? They're not in the business to lose money. That's what I'm saying. The next time you win the lottery, you pay the cost for the fight and get half of the money back.
I hear what you're saying, but Donaire did his biggest numbers against Guillermo Rigo. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think even the people who hate Rigo, they'll watch even if they're rooting against him, kind of like the Floyd Mayweather effect in a certain sense. But he has to be. You need another dance partner.
Line, yeah, but the bottom line is somebody's going to want to invest in him.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, well, Same thing with Lara. Somebody's going to want to invest in him. These people were always talking about wanting to fight Golovkin. Why didn't they say this? Look, we're offering Golovkin $6 million, $10 million, whatever he's getting for his fights right now to fight Lara. We're willing to put up the money. Did you hear it? Did you hear that from anybody?
No, I never heard that from Lara's people. But
no.
But there were other opponents, like I said, that Golovkin had faced. They didn't have to offer Golovkin money. You guys had chose them, right?
No, well, we got to be able to sell it, though. We got to be able to sell the fight. And if you can't sell the fight, and they're wanting more money than the only reason that Jacobs got the kind of money that he got because he was the mandatory. We kind of had to do that fight and overpay him. He got $3 million for that fight. Come on, is that what Lara wants? It's never going to be paid.
Well, I mean, now Lara, he still wants the Golovkin fight, and
yes, but like I said, somebody has got to be willing to put up the money that's going to be lost.
So you automatically, because if we look at the numbers, Abe, Lara, he did good numbers against Canelo. Those were good numbers against Canelo. And Golovkin fought Monroe, and he filled up an arena. And that guy.
Who do you think brought in the people? Lara's people?
No, Golovkin brought the people in, right? You talking about the Canelo Lara fight?
Yeah.
So I'm saying if Canelo can bring in those people.
So that means we gotta help Lara promote himself?
Yeah, but the thing is, there's always going to be an A side and a B side, though, Abe. There's always going to be somebody bringing in.
This fight that we're talking about, the Canelo-Golovkin fight, is being made because both guys want to be seen.
Yeah, that's an exception.
Want to be seen. So why should we go back, take 2 steps back to bring somebody along? Let him make his own. Who did he fight last?
His last fight. What was his last fight?
Devin Rodriguez.
No, he fought somebody else after that. I'm forgetting. God damn it, I'm forgetting who he fought last. I'm gonna have to look that up. But
that's how memorable that fight is.
Well, he definitely didn't fight a Golovkin, but that's the guy he wants, though. I mean, if it was up to him,
why can't he? Let me ask you a question. Why did he turn down Andrade?
Yeah, he turned down Andrade. That's definitely.
Why did he turn him down? Why?
Well, I don't want to put words in their mouth or anything like that, but
Oh, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Why is he fighting the guys that he's fighting if he wants to be on the same level as Canelo, Golovkin, Floyd, let's just say, Andre, Sergey? Why is he fighting those guys when he wants to be on the same level and command the same kind of respect? Forget the money. Command the same kind of respect and command the same kind of time on TV. Why is he fighting a Delvin Rodriguez or fighting guys that you can't even remember who he fought?
well, those are the guys that's willing to get in the ring with him. But I will just
No,
say,
no. Andre was willing to get in the ring with him.
yeah. But the thing is, that just recently happened. Lara's been calling out Golovkin for almost 2 years now. No, Abe.
Everybody's been calling out Golovkin. Everybody.
And I mean, and Curtis Stevens called him out, and he got the fight. You know,
Okay,
I mean,
Curtis Stevens is a guy, chin checkers. Everybody wanted to see Curtis fight. Everybody wanted to see Curtis fight.
and you still do believe that people wanted to see Golovkin versus Monroe, but they don't want to see Golovkin versus Lara.
Absolutely. He put you to sleep. Lara put you to sleep. And it's not only me. Look at all the. Let me ask you this. Why didn't Lara fight instead of Monroe on TV, on HBO? Monroe just got through fighting somebody on HBO, fight Willie Nelson on TV. Why isn't Lara getting those? Is he because he wants too much money and people won't pay it? Or is it because he's that boring that people won't see him, won't want to see him?
You saying why didn't Lara fight who on HBO? What did you say?
No. Why did Monroe get to fight
Golovkin on HBO?
Willie Nelson. No,
Oh.
Willie Nelson.
Okay.
On
okay.
TV. And why isn't Lara getting no shot?
So you're saying you believe he's too boring for people to watch. So I mean,
Well, you answer the question. I mean, why did Monroe get a shot? If Monroe is nothing, is less than Lara, why did Monroe get a shot at Willie Nelson and not Lara at Willie Nelson?
yeah, I mean, I don't really know if Lara was really targeting Willie Nelson, though.
Doesn't matter. Just to be on TV.
Just-
Well, look, when we first started Golovkin's run, we were fighting for nothing, man. We were fighting for. I think the first couple fights here in the U.S. he fought. His end of the take was like $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We fought just to fight to get on the network and get on people's radar. And if he's not willing to do that, why are we supposed to help him along?
I mean, but
Fight somebody.
But he does have some good wins
Who?
on his.
Delvin Rodriguez is who he fought his last fight.
I mean, well, no, Yuri Foreman was actually who he fought last, and before that it was
even worse.
Huh?
Even worse. That guy hadn't fought in 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't fought in quite some time. The last time he fought was actually no, he last time he fought was last year in 2016. Yuri Foreman, but he fought
Before that.
But
before that, he had busted his knee and hadn't fought. He fought Cotto, I think, and busted his knee and had bad wheels like what's his name, Martinez.
No.
But what I'm saying to you is, why is he going back and fighting those guys? Why isn't he fighting? Like, let me give you an example. Who did Charlo fight before this fight? He fought Julian Williams. He fought an undefeated guy. Why isn't Lara doing that?
Lara is trying to actually pursue the Jarrett Hurd fight. He's trying to unify the belts and fight Jarrett Hurd.
He's not pursuing nothing. He got turned down on Andrade. Andrade's a better fight for him.
Oh, no doubt. He should be. I agree with you on that. He should be fighting Andrade next. No doubt about it. Those are the two best fighters at 154 right now.
So why isn't he?
Like I said, man, I don't want to. All I'm gonna say is he should be fighting him. You know, he should be fighting him. I don't.
When he does that, then he deserves to be considered up there.
But what about the Canelo fight? I mean, a lot of people believe. I thought he beat Canelo. A lot of people think he beat Canelo. And
you know what? It doesn't matter what you and I think. It only matters what the three judges in ringside. And the reason I say it this way is because I can be on one. I can't be a hypocrite. I can be on one side of the coin or on the other side of the coin. So whatever those three judges decide, there's nothing that you or I are going to do or going to be able to do to change that. To this day in history, there hasn't been a decision that's been changed.
Well, you're right about that, but we still, will give people credit based on what our eyes see. Though we can't change. We can't change.
Okay, let me say this to you. That idea and that fact right there, and $2.50 will get you a coffee cup at McDonald's. It doesn't matter what we think, man. You still need $2.50 to buy a cup of coffee.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it doesn't matter what we think, because when Tim Bradley beat Manny Pacquiao, the whole world went against Tim Bradley in the boxing world. And now when you think about that fight, you automatically look at it, at least the majority of people, they look at it like Manny Pacquiao, he won that fight hands down, no matter what the judges said.
Can you change the decision?
No, you can't. I agree.
Did Tim Bradley gain from that? Yes, he did. Did Tim Bradley get showcased after that? Yes, he did. Did Tim Bradley become a bigger fighter after that? Yes, he did.
Well, Tim was in bad shape mentally after that fight. He had death threats and he was in real bad shape after.
And what can you or I do about that? There's some ignorant people in this world. There's some ignorant people in this world. But death threats, that happens to a lot of the big stars. It happens to a lot of big names. You think Donald Trump hasn't gotten death threats? You think that, there's all kinds of shit going on like that. But you know what? We can't consider those ignorant people. We have to go on with what we're doing. Tim Bradley became a bigger fighter after he fought Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Became showcased after he fought Pacquiao.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That he took it in a way that affected him that way. That's Tim Bradley's problem. Nobody else's problem. That's not your problem or my problem. Now that he's done very well after that, yes, he has. Yeah. That I became a fan of Tim Bradley after he fought Providnikov, absolutely. Before that, I didn't want to see him even in a painting.
Really? Tim Bradley?
Absolutely, because he just wasn't the kind of fighter that.
Did you see his fights at 140? All of his fights at 140 were action-packed.
I'm going to tell you the only fight that I liked at 140 for him is that's the one against Junior Witter. That's the only fight that I liked at 130, at 140. But when he fought Providnikov, that made me a Tim Bradley fan.
I forget the guy's name. The guy, it was another guy that knocked down Tim Bradley, and he got back up, and I think he stopped him. I'm trying.
Not Jesse Vargas.
No. I'm talking about at 140. I'm going all the way back. It was right after he fought. It was right after he fought Junior Witter. He was another one of the champions there. But I'll look it up. But go ahead though. What were you gonna say?
No, but I don't remember. I said the Junior Witter fight to me was the fight where he came out, where he really people started to notice who he was, and that fight really, because of the freshness of him. I really liked that fight.
Kendall Holt. It was Kendall Holt, by the way. Kendall Holt. That's who. And Lamont Peterson. Those were like firefights. Those were firefights.
Both guys that really nobody knew, and both guys that really didn't do anything, other than Kendall having a big right hand. Really, people didn't want to see those guys fight. People, it was a club fight. But I'm talking about where Tim actually fought the kind of fight that is going to be able to sell. When he fought Providnikov, that made me a fan, man. That made me a fan. I thought that Tim handled himself like a warrior that I saw in the Witter fight, like the kind of fighter that I saw in the Witter fight, the kind of control fighter. Yes, he got hurt. Yes, he got knocked down. But you know what? He did for me as a fight fan what I want to see my heroes and my warriors do.
Okay, well, I still say you got to watch that Bradley versus Lamont Peterson fight, though. I mean, if you like action and drama. That fight had a lot of drama. It was a very good toe-to-toe. They went toe-to-toe the whole 12 rounds. So it was.
Yeah. Lamont has really never done anything for me.
You said
Lamont
I'm only talking about the action aspect though right now, and I was just talking about because how you said you liked the Ruzin Provodnik fight because of the drama of it, him being knocked down.
Not just the drama, How Tim handled himself.
Dealt with adversity and everything.
Tim handled himself, how he handled adversity, how, and maybe because I saw it live, I maybe that could be the reason. I don't know. I saw it live and I thought, wow, this guy. And then the fight before put me to sleep.
The fight before, which one? Which one? You talking about a Bradley fight?
Yeah, Jesse Vargas fought a African guy. What is it? Shoot.
You said Jesse Vargas? You talking about who Jesse Vargas fought? The African guy.
Yeah.
That was.
He fought.
That was. Was it Well Osmatoso? No.
I think his name was Wally Amatoso. Yeah, Wally Amatoso.
Yeah. Yes. That was the last African guy he fought. But,
yeah, that's the one right before Bradley. And then when Bradley came on, oh my God! I mean, I think
he actually fought
crazy.
Yeah, well, he actually fought Antonio DeMarco and Kahib Aliverdaev before and Antoine. Yeah, I'm looking at his record now. Before he
no. I'm not talking about for Bradley. I'm talking on the card.
Oh, you're talking about on the card. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the card. On that night on the card, it was
Okay.
Jesse was a fight right before. Jesse was a semi-main event, I guess you could say that.
Okay. I got you, man. So
He fought,
go ahead.
he fought Wally, and like that fight, like it was a club fight. And then when Tim come on and they did what they did, is like, wow, I went away from that card like, now I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan.
No, I hear you.
I still am a fan.
You still are, yeah. Well, Tim Bradley's definitely a lot bigger now. You had so for the record, Abe, you saying Lara would have to beat Andrade, and you're saying Jacobs would have to beat like a Lemieux or Charlo to fight Golovkin,
but
right?
also understand this: we're beyond Jacobs now. If he fights Canelo and beats Canelo, we're beyond Jacobs.
You're beyond him now. I mean, you.
Yes.
I mean, so you don't have a problem. Okay, so you don't believe when fights are close, because you said even with the Canelo-Golovkin fight, if it's close, you guys could do that 2 or 3 times. You don't feel that Danny. I mean, I know Danny Jacobs won't be as big as a Golovkin-Canelo fight. I know that, but the winner of this fight would make a Danny Jacobs fight bigger just because of the drama in the first Golovkin fight.
Why should the winner of this fight bring Danny Jacobs along? Danny Jacobs has to earn that, man.
And you don't think he earned it in that first fight?
No, not with one fight. No.
Okay. I mean, well,
no. Now that he earned to be considered at the top, the 160-pound division, 2 or 3 top 3. Yes, absolutely, he did earn that. But now he needs to cement that, in my opinion. And I think not only in my opinion, in the guys that are going to pay the money to see the fight.
Well, I might as well tell you what Danny Jacobs said in the interview, man. He said that the most feared fighter in the world is ducking another fighter, talking about himself. So,
okay, well, you know what? That's Danny's opinion. And if he heal you won the lottery, then you can fund the fight. I mean, that's how this thing works. It's not like what we want or what we think we want. It's only what people will pay. What people will pay. What the people that have that control the strings, I should say, that control the how much money is paid. Those are the people that are going to make the decisions, not us. We can want it. We could keep saying it. We can keep printing it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, hey, let me go back to my tale of attributes, because I'm gonna put that together as a segment. So Chin, who has the advantage in Chin?
I think Golovkin has an edge just because we've seen Canelo get hurt against Cotto, but I think that he's got a good chin too, man. I think that's a very close. I think that attributes are very close all the way around, except maybe for power.
Maybe for power. That's where the distinction is, huh? Okay. So Hart. So you're gonna say Hart would be close too then?
Look, Canelo showed hard in a lot of his fights. He was in trouble in a lot of fights. Not in trouble where he was hurt, but he had to dig down. And he did what he had to do. The guys, other than the crowd and the audience wanted him to knock Chavez out, he did everything that was required of him. He punched in combinations. He dug down. Chavez at times wanted to go at him, and he didn't allow him. He had good legs. I'm not gonna say I was impressed because it's the same thing we've seen in him. But I think that he fought a great fight, and I think he has heart. I think he has a good chin.
Oh, okay. And last one for that, Abe, experience.
I would say Golovkin has to have the edge just because of all the situations that he's been in as far as the amateurs and the Olympics and all that. But Canelo, from a young age, at 15 years old, 16 years old, has been in the ring. And, you remember when you were 15? Could you have handled that? Could I have handled that? I don't think so. I mean, you're going into with grown men. So, a slight edge to Golovkin, but not very much.
Not very much. Okay, man. Well, I appreciate your breakdown on that. And you're not changing your opinion on who wins Kell Brook, Errol Spence, right? It's still Kell Brook for you, right?
I still think it's a great fight. Look, I've been a fan of Spence for a while. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
The last time that you and I talked, I said he needed 4 or 5 fights to reach that Terry Norris potential when Terry Norris was in his heyday. Mm-hmm. And I think that this fight is too soon. I could be wrong, But I think that this fight is too soon. I think that Kel has got we go about experience there, and the big fight experience, and I think Kel takes it. It's going to be a good fight, but I think Kel takes it.
Okay, and one more: Wilder versus Anthony Joshua.
Joshua.
Joshua, interesting.
Yeah, I think Wilder's he's got a great right hand, and Wilder's a friend of mine. But I think Joshua has a little more composure to him, a little more what can I say? A little more willing to wait for that opportunity. Where I think Deontay gets a little wild at times and could get caught in the middle of that wildness. Joshua's not a bad fighter. I think he showed us a lot against Klitschko. He's got a long way to go. He's going to be very dominant. But I have to give, I'd say 51-49%. I have to give it to Joshua in that respect. But it's a good fight.
Okay, man.
But don't count out the right hand.
Don't count out that's the equalizer. I mean,
oh man, don't count out the right hand because he lands that on anybody. He's putting them out to put them to sleep.
Yeah, and it's hard to go 12 rounds without getting hit with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
man.
That's where the composure is going to have to come in with Joshua. The composure and the being a champion composure, it has to come in. You cannot let Deontay land the right hand because if he does, you're going 9-9.
Exactly, man. Hey, brother. Well, I really, really appreciate all your time, man. Anything else on your mind, man? Before I let you go.
No, I got Shafikov fighting a very good fight against a
Robert
very good
Easter.
champion named Robert Easter.
Yes,
on
sir.
the 30th of June.
It's official now.
It's official in Toledo, Ohio.
Nice.
I just had Michel Soro fight for the interim, or I think it's a mandatory shot in France. He knocked some guy out in the third round, so Michel Soro is a mandatory at 154 pounds in the WBA. Then I have Alex Salcedo fighting on the 26th in Chicago under that Conlon card. I have Konstantin Ponomare fighting on the 20th under Terrence's card in New York.
Nice.
I have Murat Gassiev is going to make a defense. They're talking about sometime in June. And if you have any insight, you would know who the opponent is. I can't tell you right now, but you would know because it'd be close to your area there. But
it's bad to say I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, he'll be making his defense in June.
Okay.
Who else do I have right now? The two young kids are home. They'll be back. They'll be fighting sometime in September.
The two kids, the who?
That'd be Ruslan Madiev, who's 9-0, and Sergey Bohachuk, who's 4-0.
Okay. And who is Gasayev? Who are you guys targeting now? Who are you guys targeting next?
Well, we got one of a mandatory probably in September, but I think we have a optional in June. I can't say the name right now because they're negotiating, but it's a pretty big name.
Oh, nice. You guys are bringing back the cruiserweight division, man. You know
what? They're good fighters, man. They're good fighters. They just, unfortunately, we've maligned them with thinking that they were blown up light heavyweights or heavyweights that couldn't make it or they were too small. But that's a great division. They got speed, they got power, and just from the fights that we've had in the division lately, it's exciting. It's exciting. Tony Bellew doing to David Haye. David Haye was a little hurt, but still doing that to him. We got Dorticos, who's got 20 fights with 19 knockouts. Gassiev, obviously, is a puncher. You got the kid from Vegas. What the hell's that kid's name in Vegas?
Shumanov or Andrew Tabiti?
No. The black kid.
Andrew Tabiti. Andrew Tabiti.
Yeah. Okay, he's a very good fighter. Shumanov was supposed to fight Dorticos, but he got hurt. Who else is there? Oh, that Bradis that just beat
the Russian guy.
Marco Hook, the German guy, Marco Hook.
Oh, okay.
And then you got the Ukrainian, Usyk.
Yeah. Who looked good in his last fight. Looked really good in his last fight. That's the one that fought Michael Hunter, right? The one that beat
Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter's a hell of a fighter.
Yeah, yes, because that was a competitive fight. But you could tell that Usyk was kind of walking Michael Hunter down eventually and going to catch him with something.
Well, Michael didn't have enough fights, I don't think, as a pro to. But you have an opportunity to fight for a title, you don't turn it down.
Yeah.
I mean,
he took a lot of punches in that fight, though, so hopefully he'll be okay.
Well, he'll come back stronger. Michael's got a good mind, and Michael just needs a little more discipline, I think. But he's a good fighter. I've known him for a long, long time. I knew his dad. I used his dad for sparring with one of my champions, Orlando Norris, back in the 90s.
Oh, really? So, Interesting, man. Okay, man. Well, that's up. That's what's up, man. Once again,
Okay.
man, I appreciate your time,
Thanks.
man. We'll be keeping in touch. All right, Abe?
Okay. All right.
Take
See you
care.
later, man.
All right, take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.